From Olympic heroes to stars of screen and stage, the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum has been hosting events for the last 90 years, including the first ever stadium truck race promoted by Mickey Thompson. And today, the facility's history book can add another event to its impressive list, as round 3 of the inaugural season of the Speed Energy Stadium Truck Series is up next on the NBC Sports Network. Trucks already making their way to starting positions. Hello everyone, I'm Brian Till, and joining me in the booth is IndyCar and sports car driver Townsend Bell. Kelly Stavis will be bringing us stories from the pits. As the trucks continue to line up, let's take a look at the event format. After qualifying yesterday, the field was set for today's 2 heat races. The top 3 drivers from each heat will move directly to the main event, with the remaining drivers from each heat being moved to the last chance qualifying race. And the finishing position in the last chance qualifier sets the remaining order for the main event. $40,000 to today's winner and a cool $500,000 to the series champion. Let's have a look at the drivers in heat number 1 and how they'll line up. You see some very quick drivers in there, including Justin Lofton, our winner from the last round at Long Beach. But Kelly Stavis, Long Beach is a very different racetrack than what we have here.
It is, Brian, and I have to start by saying what a spectacular backdrop for pit lane. The columns of the LA Coliseum, certainly unlike anything I've ever seen. Now, we've got great stories throughout the field, but you're right. Keep your eyes on Justin Lofton in that white number 6 truck. Last week, just 12 hours before the start of the race at Long Beach, Robbie Gordon was doing a demonstration in a stadium super truck. Now check this out. He reaches about 100 miles an hour before he rolls it. Now luckily, Robbie walked away without injury. The crew made some minor repairs to the truck, and then Justin Lofton went on to race that actual truck on the streets at Long Beach, a testament to just how tough these things are. Now remember, Justin is a NASCAR truck racer, so he was right at home on the asphalt streets at Long Beach. There's a lot of asphalt again here in LA. He took the checkered flag in Long Beach. Can he do it again here? I'm sure he's going to try to build on that momentum.
Third round of the season and 3 very different racetracks, Townsend. This one, so unique. Take us around.
This is really incredible. You've got steel ramps from Long Beach on top of asphalt. Then you've got the crossover jump option. That thing is huge. These guys have never seen how deep that jump is until now. It was shorter in qualifying yesterday. You've got the triple dirt jump up. You've got the peristyle ski jump coming down. All in all, it is an incredibly diverse and, as you said, totally unique than the other 2 races to start the season.
Justin Lofton getting lined up, and they've inverted the top group from qualifying. So the odd number drivers, the fastest drivers that qualified first, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, they've lined up, and they've lined up in inverted order. So Robbie Gordon, who was the fastest driver, you see him in that bright orange Speed Energy truck to the back. He'll have to start to the back and up front. Justin Matney in the black number 8.
Yeah, I'm watching Robbie Gordon in that orange speed truck. He's the fastest guy in the world right now in a stadium super truck. He raced these things when he was 16 years old right here at the LA Coliseum. He's got more experience than these guys, but he's got a lot of traffic to get through to get back to the front.
On board with Justin Lofton, a standing start here in Los Angeles. Speed Energy super truck, stadium super trucks about to get underway. Did you see the concentration on Robbie Gordon's face?
You sure did. You saw 2 levers. They've got a shift lever for the 3-speed automatic transmission, and they've got an e-brake, a rear brake lever to help these things turn in the tight sections of this track.
I'm surprised you're standing up here with me, actually, Townsend. I know you want to be down there. You're fidgeting back and forth. We're green at the Coliseum.
Watching Justin Matney, Ari Lyondike Jr., the first one to go over the crossover jump. Boom! Over jumps it a little bit, and then he's got a double. He's got trouble down there.
Mike Jenkins already with problems. You can take the right option lane or the left option lane. The right takes you up the asphalt double, and then they come back together at the top. Lyondike chose that outside option, and he's in the lead.
Ari Lyondike Jr. going from heartbreak to heartthrob here at LA Coliseum. He's leading, which is great for him because he's struggled a little bit. This is not something he's got any experience doing. Never jumped a truck before. You can see all the faces of heartthrob dreamers around the country that I think have supported him in this endeavor.
Look at that, Lyondike over the jump first, and as they come across the line, it's Matney, then Ricky Johnson. Ricky Johnson in the yellow takes the outside option. Up the double step up, and through the peristyle.
A 2-time Supercross champion, 27-time Supercross main event champion. He knows, oh boy, he got a little bit loose there. I thought he was going to get it there coming down through the peristyle, but he's P3 right now.
So he was P3 at the line. He did not gain, but Luyendyk used it to his advantage at the start. Went from third to first as Jenkins had problems, and Luyendyk beginning to pull out a little bit over Matney right behind him.
See if Ricky Johnson goes for the crossover again here on this lap. Look at Luyendyk pulling away from these guys. That is huge. This is a guy with no dirt experience, no jumping experience, and he is leading Robbie Gordon, Ricky Johnson, Justin Matney, all these guys.
Luyendyk up through the peristyle. Matney beginning to close as they make the 180 and then back down the ski jump.
You know, Brian, when you watch Luyendyk go through that concrete section before the peristyle jump, you can see how precise he's trying to be. And that's the one thing I've learned in talking to these drivers. In order to go fast, you need to be very precise and very careful on the throttle.
Well, something is missing, and that something is the number 8 of Matney. Right now, it's Ricky Johnson who's moved up to second. Matney with some type of a problem up at the peristyle, and talk about on a charge. There he is, the man right there, number 7. Robbie Gordon, and Johnson way loose over the jump, and Gordon will take the left-hand option up the double.
Now this is the critical section. He's going to come up that triple up. He's got a right-hand concrete section here. He's going to try to be very, very smooth on the throttle to not have that big oversteer moment like Ricky. And we're looking to see where he comes down. It looks like he might have gapped. Yeah, he's closed the gap a little bit on Ricky Johnson.
But it was Justin Matney who had problems up top last time by. He dropped from second. It is now nowhere, but Arie Luyendyk continues to lead. You ride on board with Robbie Gordon. You watch him work the levers there.
Now he's grabbing a little bit of e-brake there. I'm calling it e-brake. It's the rear brake to help turn the truck. If you don't, it's really easy for these things to pick up a ton of understeer where they just plow and won't turn at all. Robbie doubling up, singling there at the top over the dirt.
Gordon likes that left-hand option, that double or triple step up in the dirt, and there's a look at Arie Luyendyk Jr. continuing to lead. Gordon closing on Johnson, but so impressed with Arie Luyendyk Jr. really getting a handle on these stadium super trucks.
Well, while Gordon and Johnson are trying to sort themselves out for position back there, Arie just continues to pull away.
Remember, Luyendyk's experience is predominantly as a road racer, so this asphalt layout here at the Coliseum may benefit him. Ricky Johnson
taking the option. He's on the double up there on dirt. Kelly?
Is actually one of 3 stadium super truck drivers that competed back in the Mickey Thompson series. In fact, he actually won a main event here at the Coliseum back in 1992. He brought along his trophy to the event here, an actual helmet that he wore that day. Now, you told me it means a lot to be back here at the Coliseum and racing in this type of series because it really shows the evolution of his career. He was injured at the pinnacle of his motocross career, and an injury forced him to retire. He went on to be a broadcaster and off-road champion, and now he's back here doing the stadium trucks.
Now this time it's reversed from the lap before. Ricky Johnson taking the paved double up. Robbie going on the triple double up with the crossover. Looks to me like that paved section is going to be a little quicker right now, but that could change as the nights go on.
I mean, Ricky Johnson, so experienced, not only in motocross and supercross, ran on pavement, ASA Rookie of the Year, ran in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. So he's really done it all. Very smart guy, understands the business of motorsports. And the white flag is now out for Arie Luyendyk Jr. As you saw the black number 8 of Justin Matney sitting there on the side. And Gordon going to try to get an advantage, takes the left side option where he's been all day. Johnson up the right side. They'll meet at the top. Luyendyk through the peristyle one last time. Who's going to get it at the top, though? It's Johnson. Gordon can't do it. And Johnson down the ski jump. Oh, wow. Robbie Gordon with a massive jump. And they're beginning to close on Arie, but it's going to be a little too late. One more jump for Luyendyk Jr.
But Ricky's giving it everything he's got. They're coming over these white fingers. These are called fingers. They're steeper on the inside. They're much shallower on the exit. Arie Luyendyk takes the win. That's awesome.
And the first 3 trucks that you see right there will advance automatically to the main event. And that is good news. Luyendyk's trying to celebrate and has a problem right there. Good thing he didn't do it while they were under green. It's Luyendyk, Johnson, Gordon, then Nick Baumgardner. Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks on the NBC Sports Network is brought to you by Procom. off-road driven. By Traxxas, the fastest name in radio control. And by Speed Energy, a healthier, faster choice of energy. Fuel the need. Stadium Super Truck Series race. In the off-road world, the LA Coliseum is considered the mecca of stadium racing. Mickey Thompson held his first event here in 1979, and it quickly became the place where racers wanted to win. Today, with the legendary Thompson in mind, Stock 3 of the new Stadium Super Truck Series races into the Coliseum. And with a nod back at history, today's trucks look to race faster and fly farther in this historic venue.
Welcome back, everyone. Brian Till along with Townsend Bell at the LA Coliseum for round 3 of the Stadium Super Truck Series. Townsend, very different racetrack. We've talked about how different this track is. All of this asphalt here. From a driving standpoint, what do you do style-wise?
Well, here it's all about adaptation. You really have to adapt in real time. The kind of racing I do, the track's always the same. We're just trying to refine and get every little bit we can out of a consistent track. This is changing. The ruts in the sand section, more sand being brought onto the asphalt sections. You have to be thinking how the track's changing and manage every last ounce of performance out of the truck.
Well, I think the other thing to take into consideration, too, you talk about the kind of racing you do. We've got a varied list of drivers. Ari Lyondike, a pavement guy, he won in the first heat. He adapted well. These other drivers, what do they need to do to adapt from their type of racing?
Well, I asked this morning Robbie Gordon, who's the fastest guy in a super truck right now, what do you do to make the difference in this? Because what Robbie told me was, I drive all the time as if an egg is under my foot, both the brake and the throttle. That's how smooth I am. He says, I trust in my own traction control to get me around here faster than anybody else.
And the driver that really seems to have gotten a handle on this type of racing is Rob McCachran, who leads in the championship after 2 rounds, but Justin Lofton picked up 4 places in the championship with his win at Long Beach.
Yeah, he really did. You know, Ari Lyondike Jr., amazing job there. You look on down the list, Jeff Ward, super experienced in Supercross, Motocross, giving it everything he's got tonight.
Hey, we're far from over. Heat 2 just about to get underway, and a lot of talent in heat number 2. Saw talent in heat number 1. Look at this. PJ Jones will start up front. But Rob McCachran, you've got to go all the way back to 6. Remember, it was inverted. You see that different number panel? That signifies he is our championship leader. For more on Rob McCachran, let's hear from Kelly.
Well, Brian, as if just being a part of this Stadium Super Truck Series isn't excitement enough, it has been a wild few weeks for our points leader, Rob McCachran. Now, it all started back on April 6th in Phoenix at the inaugural Stadium Super Truck event. That's where Rob Mack outpaced and outjumped the competition to become the first ever Stadium Super Truck winner. He took the checkered flag in commanding fashion there. Then, the next week, he headed off to Dodge City, Kansas for a torque event where he competes in 2 different classes, 4 races in a weekend. Well, when they flipped him back over from that roll during a race, you see the cockpit just exploded with fire. Now, as dramatic as this video looks, Rob was able to free himself and essentially roll himself to safety. He was not injured, no burns, no injuries. He went on to win a race the next day, and the fun doesn't stop there. He and Greg Adler are both pulling double duty here this weekend. They've just arrived from a race in Las Vegas. They both competed today. Now they've got to get their heads wrapped around these Stadium Super Trucks. That'll be the challenge for McCachran and Adler.
Well, and they're going to have to get their heads wrapped around it really soon, Townsend. They're lined up and ready to go. And here we are. It's heat number 2.
PJ Jones in the lead. Looks like he's going to go straight up the asphalt, double up. And
already, Jeff Ward,
motocross guy, says, heck, I'm going to go straight over the crossover.
And McCachran follows Ward to that left side option, the double or the triple if you're carrying enough speed up the outside. Traffic jam up top.
That's Wildman, number 11.
Adrian Chinney in the 11. Lalo Laguna bringing up the rear of that train. Laguna very quick in qualifying. Frustrating, I'm sure, to have that inversion. He had to start at the back. 1 lap about to be in the books. It's 8 laps in the heat race, and already look at Ward in that white Speed Energy Stadium Super Truck trying to move up sideways around the corner there.
Jeff Ward this time going for the asphalt section, going up the stairs here at the Coliseum. He's got the Wild Man behind him. We were watching Wild Man in practice yesterday. He was wild. He spun 2 or 3 times getting it sorted out. Big understeer there trying to get through. That's generally a result not using enough handbrake on corner entry.
Well, and Chinny just coming out of a trophy buggy. He's already raced here and won today. So Chinny trying to struggle to get back the handle on that Stadium Super Truck from the lightweight buggy he had been running earlier. But PJ Jones out in front, the white number 4 of Jeff Ward, and then McCachran has slipped back a little bit. Saw him sideways off of the jump, and Chinny struggling after that problem up at the peristyle, trying to get to the ski jump.
That's Adler and McCachran, and they are split now. One's going to go for the dirt, one's going for the asphalt. They are going to meet at the top of the hill.
Good friends off the racetrack, but you called it. They're going to meet at the top. You're right on board with Rob Mack.
You wonder if in the helicopter ride over here they discussed what's going to happen when we meet at the top. McCachran comes through into this tricky sand section that's getting super rutted out right now.
Adler got the best of him. Adler in front. Lalo Laguna beginning to move up as Chinny slips backwards, and PJ Jones still leading. There's Greg Adler, Rob Mack, and they'll split it again, and a problem. That's for Adler.
Greg Adler carries a little too much entry speed. There's sand that gets carried all the way onto the asphalt. It is like having ball bearings on the asphalt. Super slippery for these guys.
Ari Lyondike won the first heat as you watched the second heat, trying to get underway. These guys trying to do what Ari did just minutes ago. And after taking that victory, he spoke to Kelly.
Ari Lyondike Jr. becomes a heat winner here in Stadium Super Trucks. And Ari, what an improvement over the opening round in Phoenix. Talk about the improvement here into LA.
Well, I just kept telling Robbie I get faster and faster every time I get in the truck. I got to thank him for the opportunity, obviously. And the Toyo tires were awesome through the sand. I think that was the key. And I don't know, I thought that first lap, I thought, hey, why not go over the dirt jump? I cased it hard, but it was enough to get me in the lead. And after that, I was just trying not to make any mistakes. So I had a blast. It's awesome. Can't wait for the main.
And a great job. We talked about the improvement that he made. PJ Jones has raced just about everything with 4 wheels and sometimes even 2, but he's also been on his head, I think, more than anybody else in the series. He's having a good run right now, Townsend.
Nobody has flipped more times than PJ Jones in 3 races. I'm told 9 times he's been on his lid. Good to see him keep the rubber side down tonight. He's doing a great job in that American racing truck.
And there's no one attacks like PJ. Interesting, this group of drivers really sticking with the right-hand option. Haven't seen much of that left-hand option with the dirt.
Well, I think as the night goes on, these guys are going to very quickly figure out what's the better option to take. If the pavement's looking faster right now, I can promise you that the Stadium Super Truck officials probably going to change something up and try to keep things mixed up, because they change this stuff all the time.
Yeah, you never know. PJ Jones now through the oval portion of this where all the asphalt is. He actually rolled the truck there yesterday as you look at Rob McCachran. McCachran trying to move forward. Remember, the top 3 will move to the final. It's Jones, McCachran in second after Adler's problems. Ward has slipped back.
On board here with Robbie Mack, you see him putting the truck down in the first gear for the hill climb, throws it up into second, up over the top. I think he's going to go back down the first gear. He's got his hand there, driving one hand on the brake lever or the shift lever, whatever you choose, whatever you need.
And misfortune for Jeff Ward, no longer in it. He's dropped to the back. That's allowed McCachran to move forward, and Lalo Laguna right now in the 3rd and final transfer spot to the final. PJ Jones across the line takes the checkered flag, and that is good news. And here comes second. There he is. It's McCachran from the back, and Lalo Laguna moves up to 3rd. Those 3 drivers will make the transfer. Then Adrian Chinny, Greg Adler, and problems for Jeff Ward. But hey, there he is, a last chance qualifier coming up, and there's a look. PJ Jones. But don't forget, super buggies were here, and you talk about exciting. Man, the fire at the start, and it doesn't take long to get things heated up.
These things are wild, and that's the wild man, Adrian Chinny, getting stuck on the wall. Lots of action in this round.
Chinny not the only one with problems. Lopez stalled on course. They'll get him out of the way, and then we'll go back to green. But I'll tell you what, when they do go back to green, it doesn't take very long before, well, excitement, here we go again.
Total chaos in the chicane, then it just becomes bumper cars. Everybody's trying to push everybody else out of the way, and then watch this, guys. Bicycle in reverse, up over the wall, places it on the outside of the track, and he's thinking to himself, I'm never going to see that again.
Jerry Welchel takes the victory while Navarro goes out of the ballpark. And Welchel got to be happy. Tyler Winberry, Phil Bowman, that's the top three. And Super Buggies. From Super Buggies to Monster Trucks, the finals coming up from the LA Coliseum when we come back right after this. Welcome back to Los Angeles and Stadium Super Trucks. Plenty more to go yet this year. There's a look at the remaining races. Those are the event dates. Of course, you can catch all the action on NBC or the NBC Sports Network. Which one's your favorite one, Townsend?
I'm looking forward to Cowboy Stadium. Biggest TV in the world. That should be awesome.
Not only Stadium Super Trucks, Monster Trucks will be at Cowboy Stadium because they were here. Here's a look at the final. Darren Schnell versus Larry Swim. Schnell in Viker. And then you see that orange speed truck of Larry Swim. They raced one lap back to their starting line where they started from. And man, these things were big challenges. Yeah, the jumps, but maybe the peristyle is the most difficult part.
Watching the back of your shot, you see Larry Swim cased it, a 10,000-pound monster truck coming up short on the gap jump. This is what blows me away. Look at how narrow this is to get through the peristyles coming up the hill.
Then he's got to squeeze it through there, and he does, and then back to the ski jump and down the hill. And it was Larry Swim who took the victory. One lap, and I didn't know that you could hold your breath all the way through, but Darren Schnell, a good run in Viker, but just coming up a little bit short. Larry Swim, there's a happy guy right there over that final jump. And man, these things, a crowd favorite here and everywhere we go, and why not?
They make a great noise, they get huge air, and even though they're monster trucks, there's a lot of precision behind the wheel. The guys are really impressive that drive these things.
Larry Swim taking the victory from here at the LA Coliseum, and he'll wave to the crowd. Darren Schnell finishes second. A good run for Bigfoot Monster Trucks from here at the LA Coliseum. While we have a moment, a reminder that 1 week from today, the IZOD IndyCar Series races on with the Sao Paulo Indy 300. Will Powers, the three-time defending champion in Brazil, catch all the action next Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern on the NBC Sports Network. The main event coming up from the Los Angeles Coliseum, Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks. The final is up next. Don't miss it. Stadium Super Truck final about to get underway, but let's show you how we got here. Heat number one, Ari Lyondike Jr. from the get-go, very quick. It gets that truck out front, holds on for the victory. Behind him, Ricky Johnson, Robbie Gordon.
Huge surprise for Ari Jr. No off-road experience, takes the heat win. Here's heat number two. We've got PJ Jones in the American racing truck, son of Parnelli Jones, Indy 500 winner.
And PJ never pressured. He takes the checkered flag, so strong from the drop of the green, and he moves forward to the main. It is Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks, round three from Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. The Coliseum out in LA. 20-lap main about to get underway. Trucks getting ready, drivers getting ready, and this is where the nerves really start to pick up. Let's take a look at how they will roll off. And Robbie Gordon will start on the pole. Lalo Laguna outside. Your championship leader, Rob McCacker and Robin Mack, back there in fourth.
looking at Ari and PJ, heat winners back there in 5th and 6th.
And a little further back, Greg Adler, Nick Baumgardner, Mike Jenkins, Adrian Chinney, Jeff Ward struggled, but he'll be back underway. He'll be attacking from the green. Kelly?
Well, Brian, after inverting the top 6 trucks, that puts 3 of our Mickey Thompson alumni in the front 2 rows. That's Robbie Gordon, Ricky Johnson, and Rob McCachran. Now, I spoke with Robbie just moments ago and asked him about his strategy. He said, look, 20 laps is going to be gnarly. I got to save my truck and take care of it so that I'm still around at the end. And I asked him about the asphalt option that everyone seems to love. He said, yeah, that's the conservative way to go. He's really made no secret of his plans to attempt to triple jump that dirt option.
And I like that. I like that a lot because it's exciting for everybody. But, you know, you talk about the asphalt and the different options, but one of the options these drivers have is tires. And I think that asphalt, it really comes into play. It makes that tire even more important.
We're about 80% asphalt to this track, which was a big surprise, I think, for most of these competitors that had no idea what they were going to see when they came here. 3 different tire manufacturers. We've got Toyo, we've got Yokohama, which was really quick at Long Beach, and then we've also got the Pro Comp tires as well.
Well, we'll see who can keep the tires underneath them because they will be punished in this 20-lap main. And we are racing. Here we go. Different options. Robbie Gordon chooses the right option. Already you see Ricky Johnson, the Toyo crossover, and then the double up the hill. And Johnson with
Ricky's
a problem.
onto the steps. Justin Lofton passes him. Ricky is stuck on the steps of the LA Coliseum. Side by side they come.
And Rob McCachran there in the Traxxas, blue and silver Traxxas truck, really rubbing on Lalo Laguna as they come down the ski jump. Ricky Johnson trying to get back underway in that yellow Jegs machine you see off to the right.
There he is. Oh, no. High-centered. He's got a flat right front, and he's stuck on the frame rails there. Let's watch. Here comes Robbie Gordon over. Watching Justin Matney. Robbie Gordon going for the crossover jump. Now, he's going to maybe look to do a triple up. Not this time. That's a double up with a single, but there's rumors he might go for it at some point this race.
And Johnson has his truck out of the way a little bit. Robbie Gordon.
Now, I saw his window net down.
His window net was down. I think it's fallen down. He's trying to get it back up. That's a problem. That net needs to be up. Gordon out in front, right behind him. Looks like Rob McCachran closing in. Lalo Laguna holding on as well. Looking back behind. Here's the problem for Ricky Johnson.
So Ricky Johnson lands. The right front tire explodes on contact, and he loses all control of the truck, goes off the course entirely, stuck on those concrete stairs. Big disappointment for Ricky Johnson.
Yeah, after the success he had here on 2 wheels and 4, like to see him back in the winner's circle. It's not going to happen today. Gordon took the right-hand option, the concrete double on the way up, or the asphalt double, I should say. It's still out in front, down through the West Coast sand pit, up and over, and a truck stuck there high-centered. And they've been told if you get stuck in the sand, you are staying there, and it is Jeff Ward with a problem in the ski jump. There at the end of the West Coast sand pit, Gordon over the top.
There he is.
And Gordon having it all his way, and
not a place you want to sit for a 20-lap main and get roosted for a good 10 minutes.
Yeah, the West Coast sand is good stuff until you get it in your face.
We've got problems in the right-hander, I think. You can just see at the end of the picture, somebody spun out there.
Gordon down the ski jump, through that West Coast sand, and then over the little jump at the exit of the sand pit. He'll fly those 2 jumps on the asphalt oval, and then back around towards the front straight, and it has been wild already with only 3 laps of 20 in the book, and there's Rob McCachran in the 21.
I love these head-on shots because it really helps you appreciate what these guys have to do. They've got to negotiate 3 axes here. Roll, pitch, and yaw of the truck, and you've got to get it just right when you take off those ramps.
McCachran charging hard. Won a race earlier today in one of the other off-road series, and then comes and jumps in a Stadium Super Truck. A very different machine, but he's got the handle on it. Somebody else who has the handle on it is Justin Lofton.
Justin in that Solar City truck, the Long Beach winner. This is a guy that's taking this championship very, very seriously. Don't forget, there's a $500,000 up for grabs for these guys, and he's bringing his A game.
Yokohama tires on the number 6 of Lofton. He's showing what he can do on dirt, and so is Robbie Gordon.
Robbie Gordon's super quick through that West Coast sand section. He's really just super tidy, but he maintains a lot of minimum speed through the corner. He's going to be coming up on some lap traffic here. We'll see if that causes any issues. That's number 11. We call him the Wild Man.
And Gordon just got a piece of the concrete wall on the inside with the left front. We'll have to see if that damaged the suspension. Adrian Cheney is the Wild Man that you were talking about. Cheney running the super buggies. Oh, and a problem up there at the top. It is your favorite, Adrian Cheney.
Best part about these super trucks, if you don't like what's in front of you, just knock it out of the way.
Move it. Cheney driving a 1600, a Super 1600 buggy here this weekend at the Coliseum, and it is world apart from the Stadium Super Truck he's driving right now. But you see Wildman there on the windshield banner, and you see why. Cheney not holding anything back. Gordon puts him a lap down. Robbie Gordon leading from the LA Coliseum. It's the final for round 3. The Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks will be back to more right here on the NBC Sports Network. Full course caution here at the LA Coliseum, and Jeff Ward's high-centered number 4 gets pushed off of the ski jump at the exit of the West Coast Sand Pit, and the trucks will get lined back up and we'll get ready to go back to green. In fact, we are, and Robbie Gordon leads the field back to green. He takes the right side option, as most of the drivers do, but I think Greg Adler went wide to the left. Or was it P.J. Jones? Hard to see that far. And Rob McCachran right behind Gordon. So is Justin Lofton. And remember, McCachran, Lofton, the only 2 winners so far in the Stadium Super Truck Series. Gordon trying to make it 3 winners in 3 events. But he's going to have some serious pressure from these guys.
He is. He's going to be tough to beat. He was quickest in qualifying by over a second, but he's got a bunch of quick guys breathing down the back of that Speed Energy truck.
You think McCachran might be tired, one of those drivers who ran in Vegas today in another off-road race, but I think once you get behind the wheel and you get the adrenaline going, he's going to be charging hard. He's got the championship lead. He wants another race win. Down the ski jump, Ricky Johnson, one of those drivers who had a problem early on. Kelly has more.
Ricky Johnson out in the early moments of this race, and I have to imagine your return to the LA Coliseum comes with some heartbreak.
Completely heartbroken. You know, Jenks, they gave me this opportunity. I felt good in qualifying, felt good in practice. I just made a mistake. Robbie told me he was going to take the outside lane. I thought, well, I'll run the gap, but I even shut off and hit the brakes a little bit, but over jumped in when I landed and popped my tire, set me off to the right, and I thought that I broke some suspension, but then I got caught in these bumps and then over to the side, so I made a mistake. I screwed up, but I'll be back in San Diego.
Thanks, Ricky.
Yeah, disappointment for sure. He won here in 1987, the Super Bowl of motocross, and that was a barn burner, and anybody who's a motocross fan remembers that. Justin Lofton wants to remember a victory. Oh, and McCachran bicycling in front of him, up on 2 wheels. Lofton trying to attack. Now, with his win at Long Beach, he moved to a tie in second in the points, picked up 4 positions. So if he can get past McCachran, he's really going to close that championship down.
Yeah, it's tight between these 2 guys. Lofton is all over him coming down the peristyle ski jump. Talking about Ricky Johnson, it's so easy to overjump because the last thing you want to do is underjump, especially that gap jump. That's a tricky section, the sand section, and looks like we've got a red flag.
Yep, we've got a red flag. There's a truck on its side.
That's down in the wide left-hander. We're hearing. There it is.
It's the oval section. It is asphalt. There are 2 fingers, one that leads into that turn at the end of the oval and one that leads out. And if you get on them too hard, you can bicycle these trucks. It's Ari Lyondike
Jr. Wow.
Jr. with such a good run, winning the first heat, waving to the crowd, saying, I'm all right, I'm all right. And you know what? I think the truck's all right.
If I'm Ari Jr., why not just stay in? I don't know. I mean, they're going to roll him back over. Presumably the thing would be good to go. But listen, from his background, you flip an IndyCar, your day is most definitely done. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him come running back once he realizes he can keep going. Let's see what happens.
So, wow. You see him, he's already come across that first finger. The truck is bicycled and has the big slide. And back underway, Ari Leyendijk Jr.'s truck has been removed, and we are back racing. McCachran all over the back of Gordon. He couldn't do anything with him before. Can he now?
Look at how good Robbie Gordon is going through that section. He just drifts the truck so perfectly there, but Robbie Mack and Justin Laughlin right on his tail.
Through the West Coast sand pit, up and over. Gordon leads the way. McCachran has a championship to think about. He's in the lead right now. He certainly doesn't want to give up any points to Lofton behind him, but Gordon in the championship hunt as well.
Now this is the time to make a move. They are close here. Let's see if anybody takes the option lap. So far, no. All three of them are going straight through the asphalt section.
Gordon could take over the championship. In fact, McCachran leads it. It's Lofton and Gordon that are tied in the points after 2 rounds. So this is for the championship lead. Rob Mack wants to get back up front. Over 200 wins in off-road racing. Probably the most experienced driver out here on dirt, but we've said it time and time again, this is not all dirt tonight. Requires a different style, a different approach.
It requires a different style, and it also requires that adaptive mentality like we talked about, because more and more dirt's going to get dragged onto the asphalt, making it super slick for these guys. Watch this section right here. That's where I think Robbie Gordon really gets an advantage on most of the field. He's able to kind of seat hop the thing over that single up on top of the concrete section, the peristyles.
Most every driver taking that right side option, the concrete or the asphalt double up the hill, trying to avoid, it seems like, the Toyo crossover just a little bit.
And Justin Laughlin has disappeared behind Robbie Mack there. He must have had an issue going up to the peristyles. He's back to 5th place.
Lofton well back. That's not what he wants to see. You see Lalo Laguna in his truck right behind. Talented young Mexican driver really beginning to put pressure on Lofton.
And you see Lofton's hood is now up and compromised. It's got to be very, very difficult to see over that.
Not only is it difficult to see, but these trucks need to be intact at the end. The officials have said if you lose a hood, you've got to come in and get it replaced. He had damage earlier. In fact, you can see some tape on the left side. So he needs to be concerned about the health of his truck. There's that tape. If he loses that hood, he'll have to come in and get it replaced. Robbie Gordon not having any problems, though. Lofton still trying to work his way back up. And in front of him, Nick Baumgartner having a good run. But there's a look at Gordon. Right side option again.
And I talked to Robbie, you know, do you take the right or left hole of the right side option? And most of the guys feel like the shorter distance you drive is an advantage over just carrying a bigger radius through there.
Gordon having it his way, not a problem for him, but other drivers not having it quite so easy. There have been some problems out on the racetrack, but Robbie seems to have avoided them. And one way to avoid them is just to stay in front, Townsend.
Well, Robbie didn't win at Long Beach. That's a place where he's got a lot of experience racing Indy cars in the past. And Justin Laughlin did an awesome job there, just flat beat Robbie Gordon. I feel like Robbie's come here, man, on a mission. He wants to win this home race.
Up through the top one more time, McCachran slipping back just a little bit each time.
Looks to me like he's kind of hanging in there. Robbie just needs to make a little mistake in the sand section, and Robbie Mack's going to be all over him. Justin Laughlin trying to get by Nick Baumgartner for 4th place. Really impressed with this guy, Nick Baumgartner. Not a motorsports background at all. We know he's a hard charger, super brave with all the snowboarding X Games stuff. I've been so impressed with the balance that he's shown at the controls of the truck.
When you talk about winning a snowboard cross. Oh, and a problem for Lofton. Car seems to have almost stalled.
Oh, and you can just see the angst on his face, knowing that he's losing those championship points.
Is slipping back. Now, he had fought back at Long Beach to climb back in the championship, and now slipping further and further back.
Look at Robbie Mack is all over Robbie Gordon. There's the hood.
There's the hood. And that won't be repaired, but it's going to need to be replaced. And look at this. White flag is out, and Rob McCachran all over the back of Gordon. He hasn't been this close since we went green. Can he do it on the last lap?
Well, we know how tidy Robbie Gordon's going to be through the concrete section. It's going to come down to the sand section and the lap traffic in front of him. We've got the wild man in the sand section right in front of Robbie Gordon. Let's see what happens.
Adrian Chinney just in front. McCachran right there, almost in the bed of Gordon's super truck. Over the jumps, Gordon looks to the inside of Chinney. Chinney stays wide, and they'll slip through. Rob Mack, does he have anything? Oh, he has a bicycle, and Robbie Gordon takes the victory at the Coliseum.
PJ Jones coming home in third place. Great run for PJ. And there's the man.
That was close. Rob McCachran, who had been further back, but seemed like he was almost biding his time a little bit. Perhaps the tires going away a little bit for Gordon, but McCachran really closing in there in the final laps. And thought he might be able to use Adrian Cheney to get by. Robbie Gordon takes the victory, and when we come back to the Los Angeles Coliseum, we'll talk with the third different winner in 3 events of the Speed Energy Stadium Super Truck Series. Don't forget, Formula One races on again 2 weeks from today with the Spanish Grand Prix. It's always great to watch Ferrari driver Fernando Alonso race in front of the home crowd. Catch all the action live Sunday, May 12th, starting at 7:30 a.m. with an encore later that day on the NBC Sports Network. Robbie Gordon takes the victory in round 3, the third different winner in 3 events of the Stadium Super Truck Series. You think that's a little bit of celebration there?
Having a great time.
Having a great time, and why would he not be? Take a look at the results. Robbie Gordon takes the victory. Rob McCachran hanging on in the championship. Good run by PJ Jones. And a look at the rest of the top 7. Let's get straight to our winner with Kelly.
Well, Robbie Gordon won here as part of the Mickey Thompson series, and now he's resurrected this form of racing as he climbs out of his Speed Energy truck. Robbie, what does it mean to get this first victory here in Stadium Super Trucks?
It's very cool. Very cool to be able to come back to the Coliseum and fly out of the peristyles like we did. You know, Rob Mack won the first race, Lofton won the second one. Now we won the third one, so it's had 3 different winners, which is pretty cool.
Speaking of Rob Mack, he was all over your rear end, especially there at the end of the race. Did you feel the pressure?
I did. He came up on me really hard that last lap. There was a big little bump over here exiting the sand pit, and I didn't jump it big enough, and he jumped and I looked up and he was there. So, you know, I'm happy we won. Had a good crowd tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming. I want to thank my partner for believing in me and allowing us to put the series together, because I think we got something on our hands and it'll be really fun.
Congratulations, Brian.
Thanks, Kelly, and congratulations to Robbie Gordon on his victory. That has really closed the championship down. Rob McCachran still leading, but only by 1 over Gordon, and Justin Lofton slipping back a little bit into third. Still a long way to go, though, Townsend.
There really is, but there's nothing like winning at home, and if you're Robbie Gordon, what a great night for him. Last time he raced here, he was a teenager. The man with the vision to bring this whole thing back, and he was the man with the plan on the track tonight.
Well, coming up next on the NBC Sports Network, F1 36 with a closer look at 3-time world champion Sebastian Vettel. Then later at 4 p.m. Eastern, catch all the highlights from this month's New York Auto Show. And Stadium Super Trucks returns Saturday, May 12th from San Diego. Congratulations to Robbie Gordon, winner of stop number 3 on the Speed Energy Stadium Super Truck Series Tour. For Kelly Stavist and Townsend Bell, I'm Brian Till. Thanks for joining us from Los Angeles.